out and asked if you had read the indictment. You said you read it word for word, page for page, right?
I did. I keep up, I love Jackson.
Even though they've not been in court and they've not been found guilty, it's just an indictment at this point.
They don't see it. My first statement was, think about your family. Think about your family. Put your family first.
I never thought in a million years we would have been put in the situation that we were in. Never. Because we went through our whole career doing the right thing.
It's utterly ridiculous to me. Utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Othor Cain Show. Glad to have you here on a Tuesday, right? On a Tuesday. Glad to have you guys here tonight. We'll give a few more people an opportunity to come in the room because we've got some things that we want to talk about tonight. So glad to have you here. Listen, I got to tell you this, that I absolutely appreciate who you are. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your being here with us. Twin, how are you, man? I'm good to see you. Glad that you guys are here. Give a few more people an opportunity to come. Listen, so thank you for your support. Thank you for your outreach. Thank you for being here tonight. We've got lots of stuff to talk about tonight. Lots of stuff to talk about. And and I don't even know where to begin. We've got lots to talk about, but I guess I'll begin with the debate that I've been having on Facebook for the last couple of days. RJ3, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here, man. So I guess I will begin tonight with the debate that I've been having on Facebook for the last 2 or 3 days, and that's all of this. No, man, not the line. That's all this DEI stuff. Listen. Donald Trump is absolutely crazy, right? Donald Trump is absolutely crazy. And but we were warned. I don't know that I sent my producer, the Michelle Obama piece, and I hate that. I watched this video of Michelle Obama today, and I posted it earlier. We were warned. Michelle Obama laid it out clearly about the things that this guy would do if he were to be elected. Talking about fulfilling campaign promises. This dude is doing that, right? This dude is absolutely doing that. And so the debate that I've been personally involved in for the last couple of days on Facebook is about DEI, and it's about boycotting, and it's about specifically boycotting Target, and it is specifically talking about Tabitha Brown, right? So there's just been this whole big uproar, and so let me just say this. So let me just state my opinion first, and you may or may not agree with it, and that's cool. You may or may not agree with it, and that is cool. So we got lots of people in here, so you got to wait for all the other stuff, right? But anyway, so here's my position. So I got to tell you, I was late to the party when I learned some of the companies that had actually rolled back their DEI initiatives. I was late to the party recognizing some of the companies that have rolled back their DEI stuff. Like, for example, I love you right back, RJ3. I appreciate you, man. So I was late to the party when I learned that Meta, this platform, Facebook, Meta, rolled back their DEI initiatives. I just learned that. I didn't know that. Like literally, maybe yesterday or the day before, But it's been within the last couple of days when we've been in this, heated debate. I did not know that Facebook, Meta, had rolled back their DEI initiatives. What I found strange, even before I learned that, and I'm telling you, just recently learned that within the last couple of days. What I found strange, even before learning that, was this. I found it strange that Black folk were on this platform just beating Tabitha Brown down, right? Just beating Tabitha Brown down. I found that strange. Even before I knew this Meta had rolled back their DEI initiatives, I thought it was strange because we knew that Zuckerberg supported Trump. We knew that he eliminated fact checking. We knew that he was just pushing Trump and he had donated. So we knew all of that. And so I found it strange simply because of that. And then when I learned that Meta had also rolled back its initiatives, its DEI initiatives, I was like, oh, this is even more strange. And can you believe that people have said to me, correct, Brandon, and I just learned that, right? So can you believe that people have said to me that there's a difference between this platform and Target? And this has been my position. This has been my argument, but a lot of people don't understand my argument. This has been my argument. The issue is DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. The issue is DEI. That's the issue, right? That's the issue. Boycotting is an action that we take because of the issue. Boycotting is not the issue. Boycotting is an action that we take because of the issue. And if we agree that the issue is DEI, shouldn't it matter straight across the board? I'm just asking a question, because that's how my brain is wrapped. That's how my brain works. If DEI is the issue and we boycott because of the issue, boycotting is not the issue. Boycotting is not the issue. Boycotting is an action that we take because of the issue. And the issue is we should be angry that these companies have rolled back their DEI initiatives. Does that make sense to anybody besides me? So the argument that I have received is, oh, Facebook is free. And so it's a different thing. So rolling back DEI initiatives only matters if you have to spend money. I'm having a hard time with this one, and people just don't get it. So I should only be concerned about a company who rolls back their DEI initiatives if I don't have to spend money with them. To me, that's saying to me, boycotting is your issue. And folk are mad because everybody's not buying into this. Folk are mad, right? DEI is the issue. Boycotting is an action that we take because of the issue. Now, unless boycotting is the issue, then let's talk about boycotting as the issue and not DEI. Because for Black folk to be on this platform railing against Tabitha Brown, and she makes a whole lot of sense to me, her position. She's under contract. She has another year, under contract. And she says, that it hurts. It's going to hurt, other Black businesses, women-owned businesses who've worked really, really hard to get on the shelves at places like Target, right? Brandon says, as of today, Target is worth $77 billion. Mark Zuckerberg is worth $1.74 trillion. Doing business here is even more hypocritical than saying Tab is doing something wrong. You think you're being on this free app isn't profiting them? You're wrong. Brother, that's what I've been trying to say. Absolutely money is being made. And somebody say, well, Facebook pays influencers, if you get a certain amount of audience and views and blah, 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 blah. If DEI is the issue, let's make DEI the issue. Again, boycotting, for me, is an action that we take because of an issue. That's it. That's it. And I looked at Tabitha's 10-minute video. I watched it a couple of times, right? I watched it a couple of times. I looked at body language, I looked at mannerisms, and I tried to find fault. I tried to find that she was being selfish. I tried to find all of this fault with her. Couldn't find any. Honestly, I couldn't find any fault with what she said. And besides, let's look at this boycott. What are the end results? What are the anticipated outcomes? What's the strategy? Just say, go boycott. And so again, it's easier for me because Target is not in my rotation anyway, right? I mean, it's just not. It's not in my rotation anyway. But I'm just saying, Tabitha Brown made sense to me. And I want to stop right now and just play a couple of clips. My producer was able to pull or extract a couple of 2-minute clips from her 10-minute video. And we want to pause, play that, and talk a little more about it. Take a look.
Y'all all right? I know. It has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025 and we are still in January. But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sent me messages about the recent DEI announcements at Target as well. And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who is a woman-owned business, minority-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. It's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen and approved for retail, because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black-owned businesses to hit shelves, right? Which is why it's such a big deal when we do finally land inside of retail. So it is definitely heartbreaking to feel unsupported, right? However, I am in business in multiple ways, with Target, with Walmart, and Amazon, right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right, are on Amazon. They're also in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership with and Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is, if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations. Listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected, and our sales will drop. Our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process, and then you gotta, like, where you gonna put it? You gotta have a place to store it. That's money, right? You gotta have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are? Then what happens, right? Now, I know that something that could solve it is ownership of these big corporations, right? It's a long way to go there. There are amazing companies like...
And so it was a 10-minute video, and I'm telling you, I watched it like maybe 5 or 6 times. I absolutely understand what Tabitha Brown is saying, right? I absolutely understand what she's saying. And I get it, stand for something or fall for anything. But with this boycott, what are we standing for? What does it do? Cordelia says, I don't want to take away a small amount of money, and I don't want to take away a small amount of money in Black businesses' pockets. However, I refuse to continue to help giant white corporations make more money. I get that too. And I think that we're free to do, whatever it is we want to do, right? Being on this platform is doing the exact same thing as going into Target. That's my point, right? That's my point. It's the same thing. And Greg, I know how you feel about organizing. It's just what's happening now is just chaos. There's no strategy. There's no, tangible outcomes. There's no blueprint, right? It's just a whole bunch of noise and a whole bunch of emotions right now. That's all it is to me. That's all it is. And that's what I've been saying. I think folk have said, Facebook is free and you reach the masses, and it's not the same thing because we're hurting Target with our coins. I hear you saying that. But if DEI is the issue, it should be the issue straight across the board, whether it is free or not. If DEI is the issue, and not because of a trending topic, I'm with it. Some of us want to be so pro-Black, and we want to prove to everybody that we're Blacker than you. I'm Blacker than you, right? We want to be so pro-Black. We want to jump on the bandwagon and be the first, right? And I believe boycotting can't be just out of convenience for you, right? I think it has to be thought out and it has to be planned. But I think it has to be straight across the board. I don't think that we should be cherry picking who we're boycotting, right? I just don't think we should be cherry picking who we should be boycotting. I would encourage you, check out the full video from Tabitha Brown. And Barbara, thank you for sharing it, bringing it to my attention first. So I appreciate that. And I tried to be mad with her. I tried to find fault. I tried to find some flaws in it. I tried to find, some misinformation in it. I couldn't. She spoke the truth. But what's even more important to me is the folk that we are around every single day that still support Trump. CT. In fact, CT, it's because of you that I realized that Meta had done the same thing. CT says, my hope is that we are just feeling our emotions right now, and eventually we get to the brainstorming phase. And I've been saying that for the last 2 days. Let's peel away the emotions. Take the emotions out of it and get to the heart of the matter. And if you get to the heart of the matter, I think you will find that the issue is DEI. I think if you peel back the layers, take the emotions out of it, right? Take the emotions out of it. When you peel it back, you get to DEI being the central message. Francis, you're right. Facebook is not free. We are the product. Our name, our interests, our buying habits. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But we've got to take the emotions out of it and get to the heart of the matter. And when you get to the heart of the matter, I think that you will find the central core issue is DEI. Donald Trump is signing these executive orders, issuing these mandates, and folk are scared. Businesses are scared, right? And so they are reacting. And maybe the burden is on us to not just react, but to plan, to strategize, and come up with something real. Adrian, you are right. It is absolutely cringe-worthy having to be around these people that still support Donald Trump. It's cringe-worthy. It is absolutely cringe-worthy. This man is crazy. Thank God a judge temporarily blocked the hiring freeze. Black, you're right. It should be DEI across the board, man. Across the board. DEI across the board. This man, and let's talk about this spending and these grants and all of that. Someone posted the issue of SNAP benefits, right? Man, listen. Let me tell you something. Let me find this, and I did not. I don't know if I sent the SNAP benefit graphic to my producer or not, but let me find this because this is worthy of sharing. And then we're going to move on to our next topic. We're going to move on to our next one. Let me find this quickly. Dr. Sherling posted this graphic and all of this good information early about food stamps and the benefactors of food stamps. And man, listen. The characteristics of SNAP recipients from 2020. You're right. The only way to deal with crazy is with a plan. That's the only way. That's the absolute only way. That's the absolute only way. So the characteristics of SNAP recipients from 2020. 62.7% were white. And then 39.8% was white, non-Hispanic. 27% were Black. Among adults, no high school diploma, 23.4%. High school diploma or GED, 39%. Some college, no degree, 19.6%. Associate degree, about 8.3%. Bachelor's degree or higher, 9.8%. Let me tell you something. This is an example of voting against our own best interests, because there are a lot of white folk that are in that group. Lots of them. Lots of them. And hell, if you want to really tell the truth, a lot of them in these positions wouldn't be there were it not for DEI. Because all of our lives, right? Right, I like this. Wait, so white women didn't realize they were a part of DEI? They were the #1 recipients of DEI initiative programs, including SNAP benefits, food stamps, right? That's a clear example of voting against your own interests. So for us, Black folk, if we're going to be smart about it, DEI, Brandon, you said a mouthful. DEI is being traded for the good old boys club. You're absolutely right. Look at what Trump is doing. But guess what? We were warned. We were warned. When he was on the campaign trail, he said he had a concept of a plan, not even a plan, Freedom, not even a plan, a concept of a plan. But every single day, Project 2025 is being rolled out. My inbox is full of letters from the federal government that they've sent to these agencies and all of this stuff. And I'm going to try to chop it up and go through it as we move through these next few days. What is happening in this country is nothing short of slavery. Taking us back to those days, right? Taking us back. Taking us back, man. And it is absolutely ridiculous. So you better buckle your seatbelts. You better buckle your seatbelts because we are in for a long, bumpy ride. This man talked about freezing medication for HIV positive people. This man literally don't care about lives. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely, utterly ridiculous. But guess what? Some of us voted for it. How about those apples, right? Some of us voted for this man. And some of us still support him. But you know, there's another lesson there. I'll share this lesson and we'll move on to another subject. There's another lesson there. You know what that lesson is? They stick together. They stick together. They stick together. Cruelty is the point. They stick together. That's a lesson to be learned. You're right, Juanita. This is only the tip of the iceberg. Robert says we have to stop being reactive and become proactive. Right? Those of us who know history understand what's going on here. It's a shame not enough of us to know this. Totally agree. Totally agree. But they stick together, man. And we got to learn that. I'm telling you something. If we could learn that, oh my God, if we could learn that, you're talking about powerful. I don't have to go drink coffee with you. I don't have to have wine with you. I don't have to do any of that. But if we can understand the concept of sticking together around a common cause. Barbara, the federal employees downtown are very worried about their jobs. They are. They absolutely are. I was on a call just before we jumped on here. They are worried. People across the country are worried. But not only are people worried about their jobs, people are worried about their life. Right? People are worried about their life, man. People are worried. People are absolutely worried about their lives. Andrea said, we once knew that. You're right. We once knew it. Wish we could go back to knowing that. I wish we could go back to knowing that. We've got to learn how to stick together, man. It is crazy. It is crazy. So it's a great transition. And I know a lot of you are waiting for this. So it's a great transition. Speaking of sticking together. Because as the devil is the author of confusion, whatever it is. Right. You try, man. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Speaking of sticking together, though, man. So you guys have really made me kind of realize that, maybe I do have a voice, right? Maybe I really do have a voice. Maybe I do yield some kind of influence, and maybe people do really listen to me, right? Just maybe people really do, doing this kind of stuff. And I've been doing this in this space. I've been doing this, man, for, well over 30 years. But, since Monday, though, you've made me feel, quiet storm, boys. Since Monday, you guys have made me feel like maybe people really do listen. Hey, Doc, I appreciate you, man, and we're gonna chop that info up and share. But so maybe people really do listen. And so I've been in this space for a long time, and one has to wonder, maybe I don't fit in a traditional space. So I want to put up, well, backtrack. So let me just lay it out. So Monday, I was terminated from Hinds County, right? Monday I was terminated from Hinds County. No biggie, unexpected, no biggie. The termination letter said, you're an at-will employee. No big deal, right? No big deal, right? But that was Monday. So I am telling you, man, I didn't make it from downtown to home before my phone started blowing up, which makes me believe that, maybe it was in the works. Maybe it was being planned and orchestrated, because it hit the blogs, the news media called, enemies called, folk that I hadn't talked to in forever called and reached out. I'm talking about by the time I left there, between downtown and getting home in North Jackson, right? Phone blowing up. I'm like, oh my God. How did you find out how? But that's another story for another day, because I have some thoughts on that. So listen, guys, since this concept of Facebook, I have dealt with some controversial subjects, made some controversial posts, said some things, since its inception. Now, here's what's weird. Since I, was working at the county, made some posts. about the coons and goons and all those people in Raymond, and that's how I still feel, right? That's how I still feel, and that's how I still label them. Made that, right? Made that. Was told, oh, you didn't violate any policy that the county has. Oh, you didn't violate any policy. Let me tell you this, Adrian Wooten, because I interviewed, I just went blank. Oh my God, I just went blank. I just totally went blank. So because I've had, because I interviewed someone that she unlawfully and unfairly sentenced in jail, right? Fox, Anthony Fox. I totally went blank. Mine just went blank. Reached out, said she felt threatened. Oh, poor baby, her life. She felt threatened. Come on, man. We talked about that. Please, I violate no policy. With no threat. I just told the truth. I didn't threaten her. Just told the truth. Had Anthony Fox on and Barney on, right? Just told the truth. Well, but poor thing, her life was threatened. Survived. Let me show you a post that I made, and you'll understand why I say a hit dog will holler. Take a look at this post. Take a look at this post. I simply asked a question. What do they do with all the money raised from the MLK prayer breakfast in Hinds County? I never heard of anything being done, no scholarships, no service events, nothing. It's probably just me. But what do they do with it? I didn't call a name. I didn't say they are stealing the money. I didn't say anything. I asked a question. But boy, did I ruffle some feathers. That little pissy Annie post is supposedly why I was terminated from Hinds County. That little pissy Annie post is supposedly why I was terminated. Now let's break this down. Follow me here. Come along with me. Let me have a little sip of wine. Take this journey with me. Take this journey with me. So let's look at the makeup of the state legislature. Majority Republican in the House, majority Republicans in the Senate, Republican governor, Republican lieutenant governor, Republican Speaker of the House. What Black Republican do you think have any power at the Capitol? A hit dog will holler. I am told Earl Banks was firecracker mad. No, Citrell, I wish I was lying. Not lying at all. This is what I was told. Now, my termination letter said you're an at-will employee. But later, this is what I was told, that I made some legislators mad. First of all, Earl Banks doesn't control the purse strings at the Capitol. Neither does Chris Bale, because I'm told those are the two leading voices who are really angry. A hit dog will holler. If that post, excuse me, if that post riled you up, if that post riled you up, if that post ruffled your feathers, if that post made you that angry, let me put it up again and repeat the question. Because apparently you can't read Your comprehension skills are worse than my 8-year-old nephew. What do they do with the money raised from the MLK prayer breakfast in Hinds County? I have never heard of anything being done. No scholarships, no service events, nothing. I acknowledge maybe it's just me, but what do they do with it? Why did that post make Earl Banks so angry? Hell, when he fell his fat ass off of the chair at Johnny T's, he wasn't mad. He should have been mad at himself for falling, for not being balanced. It couldn't fit on the sheet. Why did that post? Why did that post make them so mad? Did I strike a nerve? A hit dog will holler. A hit dog will holler. Because if you could back up what you do, right? If you could back up what you do, you wouldn't have gotten mad or angry. You would have picked up the phone and called me, text me, inbox me, and said, Othor, let me show you what we do. Whether little to none or little to no money is coming in, and all we can do is afford the bacon and eggs, or this is just a time of fellowship. I just asked a question. But that post made Earl Banks so mad. And Chris Bell responded on the post. So a hit dog will holler. Hey, Shirley, how are you, ma'am? So a hit dog will holler. So why did that post ruffle feathers? Right? Tell me how. Why? I didn't call a name. I just asked a question. That tells me, though, that something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong. But here's the other kicker. Neither Earl Banks, Chris Bell, none of those guys have any influence at the Capitol. Don't control no purse strings. Can't get anything done. Looked at as rebel rousers in the Capitol. Yet, supposedly, they dangled a carrot in the county. They dangled a carrot to some of the supervisors and they fell for it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Lisa, I'm telling you, it makes me really want to know what in the world do they do with. I'm more curious now than ever before. And let me just say this. I want to be perfectly clear. I want to be abundantly clear. I will never. So I know all you watching. I know you're on. Let me be abundantly clear. So there will be no debate. Right? No uncertainty. I will never stop being a voice for the underdog. I will never stop being a voice for those folk who feel that they are voiceless. I will never stop raising issues. I'll never stop that, man. I'll never stop that. I'll never stop that. Never. So, also to be clear, I stand by every single post I've ever made, even when I've been wrong. And you know why I stand by the ones that I've been wrong? Because I've apologized. I've retracted even when I was wrong. But Chris Bell ain't got no power. Earl Banks ain't got no power. But yet you're mad because I asked a question? Right? Come on, man. This is what I'm talking about. But yet you want to talk about boycott. And we don't even know how to stand together. Come on, man. I'll never back down. And so now I have more time to dig, CT, and find the answer. So what kind of carrot could they have possibly dangled over the supervisors? Or is that just a facade? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. But let me tell you something. So, look, let me tell you how God works. Let me tell you how God works. I've heard from people that I haven't heard from in a long time. Little old lady who was my enemy, and then when we were counting votes, we, became friends. Little old lady in Yazoo. I try to warn young black men to keep their mouths closed and watch what they post on Facebook. You know what I said to her? I'll never stop. I'll never stop. At all. At all. I'll never stop looking for the truth. And if that post allegedly was the catalyst to my termination, fire me again. Fire me 10 more times, because I'll never stop that, man. I'll never stop that. That's ultimately ridiculous. Out of all of the threatening posts, or posts that could be perceived as threatening, like the coons and the goons and Raymond, I stand by that. Right? Come on, man. Come on, man. But guess what? So I am, Lisa says, now I'm side-eyed the supervisors. They better watch it, because now they will be under scrutiny. But I hope Shad doesn't make his way to the post, because he'll be on it. And there were so many reasons for me to be angry. There were so many reasons for me to be angry. But you know what? I am at such peace. I've not been at this level of peace in a very, very long time. Number one, I learned a long time ago. Here's what you really need to know. I learned a long time ago that you never put all of your eggs in one basket. That's the first thing you need to realize. I learned that a long time ago, that you never put all of your eggs in one basket, because when a person feels that they can dangle something over your head, that they got you, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. But here's the thing, and I'll stop. Here's the thing. What kind of power do those legislators have? Because from my vantage point, it's none. Yeah, Hinds County gets money from the state. But Chris Bale, Earl Banks, don't control the purse strings. They may sit on an appropriations committee. They have no influence. They don't have a voice. If Chris Bell thought he had a voice, he probably would have gone through with running for mayor. If Earl Banks thought he had a voice, maybe he would be a judge, by now. Here's my point. Don't allow people to dangle a carrot in front of you. Listen, I will always have an affinity for peanut butter and jelly, right? I'll always have an affinity for peanut butter and jelly. But when you're in this space, and I'll be honest with you, when you're in this kind of space, and this is a moment of transparency, when you're in this space, you do look at the people that you surround yourself with. And this is just nothing but a big political game. And I get it. Listen, I get it. I've been doing this far too long not to understand the ugliness of politics. But I will be honest, when you're in a space like this, you do begin to look at people and question motives. And you go back and say, maybe that. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's hilarious to me. So, but know that I'm good. Because the way my God works, like those fools in Washington, you know, and these evangelicals. Come on, man. That's just the phrase, man. Those evangelicals and those folk talking about Christ and God and doing all these evil things. So I don't know who they serve, but the God that I serve, he's not going to leave me hanging. Better is coming. Right? Better is coming. But the beautiful thing is, when you walk by faith anyway, and you don't put all of your eggs in one basket, I'm good. But I am, Lisa, to your point, I am side-eyeing some people. I am. You know, and I won't even talk about a call that I got today and the message that was left. I just laughed. I just laughed. Like I literally belted out this laugh based on a message that was left for me. Hilarious. You know, but now listen to me. God, that's right. Amira, how are you, ma'am? He has my back. But let me tell you what was disheartening in this whole process. Let me tell you this, and I was taken aback by it. So I get a text, you're in the office, and I was like, I'm on my way back, you know, to the office. So then they come in and give me the letter about the at will. Do you have any questions? I was like, no. Because listen, I'm old enough to recognize if you've made a decision and people don't want you in a space, questions. For what? Now, maybe let me say this. The truth never needs defending. You only have to defend a lie, right? The truth never needs defending. So maybe if I was worried about job performance, worried about something that I didn't do, but I said I had done, blah, 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 maybe I would have had some questions. Maybe I would have wanted to have a conversation with you. Do you have any questions? No. But here's what was disheartening. So, you have any questions? They walk out. And I start packing my stuff. They come back in 3 minutes later. Well, how long is it going to take you? What? You just told me this. Give me a moment to get my things. Why the rush? Right? Why the rush? Give me a moment. That was insulting. Then I guess they thought that I was going to act a fool. And so this is the lesson. You don't have to defend the truth. People only defend lies. So I guess they thought that I was going to act a fool. No, you've made your feelings known. Had security out, standing on the corner watching, guarding. Are you kidding me? So look, but that just validate the support that you guys have placed in me and the platform that you've given me and the stage that you've put me on. And I'm grateful for that, man. I am absolutely grateful for that. Grateful is the word. I'm grateful for that because I'll never stop speaking truth to power. Never. I'll never stop that. I'll never stop fighting for the underdog. But that part was a little insulting, little disheartening. You know, come on, man. Come on, man. And really, I think using that post was just an excuse. But I did hear Earl Banks and Chris Bell were really, really angry about that. And so guess what? Now it's time to really examine the books. Now it's time to dig a little deeper, right? It is. But guys, listen, thank you for your support. I can't get out of here. I cannot leave tonight without at least mentioning our SAG to Suit event. So if we have that flyer handy, there we go. That's coming up on Saturday, June the 14th, our SAG to Suits event. We're going to change the lives of some young men and help them understand that they have voices and they should be able to control their own narrative. I know what a suit did for me. We want to do it for some young men across the metro. We're going to get 100 boys in some suits on Saturday, June 14th. A suit really garnered respect for a Black man, for me. And it changed my thinking and my position about Black men. Can you imagine 100 Black boys and 100 Black men walking into the old Capitol Inn on State Street on Saturday the 14th and just being poured into, creating this connection that hopefully will last a lifetime? We can't do this by ourselves. We need your support. We need your support. Click on that link, right? We need your support. Need your support. Another programming note, Wednesday, February 26th, the Hanging Road Church of Christ will have our Youth Black History program, and we are saluting student leaders. We're pulling kids from all of the high schools around town and bringing them to Hanging Church of Christ. We're saluting student leaders. That's Wednesday, February the 26th, 6 p.m. at Hanging Moss Church of Christ, 5225 Hanging Moss Road. Come be a part of that. Support our SAGs to Suit events. We need you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your support. And let's keep on getting in some good trouble. Because guess what? One monkey don't stop no show. That's our broadcast tonight. From all of us here at the Othor Cain Show. Have a great night.